Mitsuri invited me to go to the swordsmith village with her. She said there was a hot springs there that we both could relax in and take a break from the stress of being a demon slayer business. I accepted. I never really been to the village myself. I heard the trip wasn't very easy. You are blindfolded and transported by many kabushki, so nobody would disclose the location of the village for safety purposes only. Yin-chan, you ready to get going to the hot springs? Mitsuri asked me after greeting the chief of the swordsmith village. Yes, this is actually my first time coming to a hot springs. You're gonna love it. We then went to take off our clothes and then went to jump into the hot springs. Yin-chan, you look so beautiful. I can't believe that I get to see you like this. I feel so blessed. I just want to tell you how much I love you. You saved my life. So you can take care of me, right? Mitsuri-san, is something wrong? You've been staring at me for a while. Mitsuri snapped out of her thoughts and waved her hands around her face. Oh, sorry, Yin-chan. I just got lost in my thoughts. You giggled. Don't worry about it. I often get lost in those thoughts, my thoughts as well. She calmed down and then smiled. We spent a little bit more in the hot springs. Then we heard a thank you. I'm sorry, I felt like I had a cough. Mitsuri-san, did you hear that? Yeah, it sounded like someone was saying thank you. Oh, somebody is here. Let's get out and see who is it. We jumped out and dried off. Then we got into our kimonos. By the way, Mitsuri has a different colored kimono than she does in the anime, if you've seen season 3, the Swordsmith Village arc. But you are depicted in a blue kimono, but if you don't want the blue kimono, you can pick something entirely different. And by the way, Mitsuri has a cute pink one if you do want to change the kimono. Sorry. Yin-chan, you can help me braid my hair, pretty please? Sure, Mitsuri-san, please sit down. I started doing her signature braids. Soon I finished. She started walking back, and we saw the tall boy with the mohawk haircut on the way there. Mitsuri started talking to him and asking him questions, but he just ignored her. I was first offended that he would treat a husher like that, but then I noticed how red his face was. I came over and put my hand over his face. Are you okay? Your face is rather red. He then ran past us. Mitsuri started crying, and I started walking her down while comforting her. Then I saw a familiar black hair with burgundy tips along with the Hanafu earrings. Tanjiro! I yelled. Oh, it's Tanjiro! Mitsuri started running towards them. Tanjiro! She ran towards him and started telling him about the boy we passed by and how he was ignoring us. He calmed her down, saying supper will be ready soon and how it's rice and nanasuteki mushroom. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Then she started walking away. I guess she forgot that I was with her. She's a big eater, isn't she? You have no idea. We then turned to each other and gave each other a hug. It's nice to see you again, Yin. Likewise, Tanjiro. I heard that you helped Uzui with the battle with the Upper Moon 6. I'm proud of how strong you've gotten, Tanjiro. Train hard. Then I went to join Mitsuri for supper. Soon Tanjiro came back and told us about the boy whose name was Genya Shinagawa, the same as Sanemi. I actually asked Sanemi once if he had any siblings, and he got really mad and yelled, No! What did somebody tell you? I don't have a brother. That made me think he did have a sibling, more specifically a brother, because I said sibling. I wasn't specific. We continued chattering while me and Mitsuri were playing with Nezuko. We started walking in the hallway. Tanjiro was going to get Genya some rice balls. On the way, Mitsuri had to leave because they finished sharpening her sword. Then, Tanjiro left to try and find Genya. Now, I was alone. I decided just to roam a bit and explore because I was bored. Then I bumped into someone. I looked to see Genya. I smiled. Good evening, Genya. But he walked quickly past me, but I grabbed his wrist. Wait, hold on. I want to talk to you. The last time I saw you was at final selection. You sure got tall. His face was still really red. Your face is very red. Are you okay? I'm fine. I smiled brighter. Now you finally want to talk to me? Sorry, I just don't talk to girls very often. Then we started chattering more and more. His face was still very red. You know, I was afraid to ask this, but are you perhaps related to the Winhashira, Sanemi Shinagawa? He looked at his feet. Yeah, he's my brother, but he refuses to think of me as one. Honestly, it's my fault. The last time we talked was when our mother turned into a demon and he killed her. I said such awful words in the heat of the moment. Now he refuses to see me as his brother. Me joining the Demon Slayers just made it worse. I gave him a hug and patted his back. I'm sure he still sees you as a brother. He just doesn't show it. He always asks Mad, you don't tell anyone this, but I know for a fact that he's definitely one of the biggest tsunderes. Then he started to laugh. Thanks. I really needed to hear that. I really hope you're right. Well, it's pretty late, so I'm going to turn in for the night. Good night, Genya. Oh, shit. Oh, he then waved back. Good night, Yin. Then I got onto my futon. As I was falling asleep, I was thinking of all the good memories I've made on my journey so far. Even though it's strange, I even had pleasant memories of the upper moons.